Well, shit.
What are y'all doing?
This
This
is
is
awful.
awful.
I'm Deontay,
I'm Jordan.
and we have made it to the Chucky series finale.
We made it. We did it.
And I just want to say, I'm so happy that we did this. This is our first series that we've covered from start to finish. As far as like you've literally seen everything Chucky. So we open up with where we left off. Chucky arrives to Junior's house. As you know, Junior just off his dad, and now Andy's there, and he's just being he's being weird because he's obviously looking for Chucky, and he had this line where he was like, "We met on this chat room
Oh, when
about
he was talking about Jake
yeah." I'm like, bro, you don't need to say that out loud.
going to jail.
Online chat group for good guy doll collectors. So
Creepy.
he has one for sale.
Online chat room. What?
You need to say some more words.
They gonna come get
No,
you.
you need to start talking faster and explain
Yeah, hurry
yourself.
up and
Don't just say
finish.
you met this teenager in a chat room.
And now you showing up to his house to meet up and shit. But that has Chris Hansen written all over it.
He should have known that something was up though. Like, what regular teenager is just gonna allow a complete stranger to come in their house and ask them all kinds of questions? Like, Junior obviously had some sort of ulterior motive, and he should have picked up on that being an adult.
And he was so standoffish. Well, I think Andy did pick up on it, which is why he called him out. He was like, "Call his cell phone." He did pick up on it. He called him right out on it. Called his bluff immediately. He's like, "Go ahead and call it. Go ahead and call his cell phone." And then
True. And then they called the phone, and that led him to the bathroom where there was a bathtub already full of water, which this was the first time in the series that I was actually kind of scared. Like, my heart started beating fast because I didn't know if Chucky was going to come out or if he was going to find Junior's dad's body in there. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, oh shit. I'm like actually kind of scared right now.
I know where Chucky was. I'm like, it's Chucky. I was thinking, is Andy really gonna get killed in the beginning of this episode? By the way, I just want to say that Andy Kyle coming back, really made no impact on this season.
None at all whatsoever. They did nothing.
They did absolutely nothing. They were one step behind the whole series. And I take that back. We'll get to that. We'll get to that then. But just for this episode, even this episode, he didn't do shit. Neither did Kyle. So we got Andy looking around. He got suspicious, and Chucky was hiding in the toilet. And then this is when Chucky starts to give us fans some little fan service. And he was like, I hate. He was like, oh, he said, why didn't you kill him? He was like, he got a gun. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Guns, axes, fire, and what else? He said, oh, big industrial fan. So he was basically calling out all of his deaths from
all the times that he's died.
He's died from previous movies, and he started like shaking and shit. Thought that was really good. All right, so next we have the title screen, which was a bunch of Chucky doll boxes, which I thought was fantastic. Like that shit was lit.
It was almost there for me until there were some missing because I have an issue with holes. It was really making my skin crawl. But I thought it was gonna be cool until there was like pieces of the letters missing.
Number C to Chucky. Well, we already know what this episode gonna be about. That shit's cool as fuck too.
Kinda like it.
I do like
it. Except why are some missing? Ooh, I don't like that.
But let's dive into that real quick. Why are there pieces of the words missing? Could it be for the explosion?
That's a good question. No, because she had already packed the truck up before then. Tiffany was already gone with the dolls when the explosion happened. So I don't know. Maybe those are the ones that they killed because Tiffany killed a doll and Jake killed a doll. And Junior definitely killed a doll. Did Jake kill that doll that he strangled?
Yeah, well, I'm guessing we're led to believe he did because his eyes popped out. But as you know, I thought the only way to kill Chucky was through his heart. So
Well, they never said that during the series. That was during the movie, so it may be different in the TV show. But
hmm,
that's what I would assume is why there were
it,
pieces missing because some of them got killed.
it may be different because he's doing a different spell. Because I always wondered why these dolls, why he's being killed. Why wouldn't he just go back to being a doll? Wouldn't all his parts be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes sense or not.
According to the movies, is because the doll, his whole. Hold on, I forget what I was about to say. Like,
The longer he stays in a doll, the more human he becomes.
right.
But you just
So,
said they weren't using that. That's remember. But the logic has to be the same. If they're using that logic, then that means the only way to kill Chucky is through the heart, because that's the
yeah.
logic I was going off of. So it has to be different rules now. Because I'm wondering, like, why doesn't Chucky just stay in like doll form, the plastic form, right?
Don, these are the things that we want answered in your little behind the scenes
Yeah,
things at the end of
not that other,
the show.
not that other shit they be talking about.
I want to know how are they killing these Chucky
Right,
dolls?
like because it's not being consistent, and if they aren't, then like I want to know why they did that. So, but moving on, now we're back with Jake and Lexi, and they're having a conversation, and then Kyle pops up. Well, first that Chucky doll that I was talking about last week, remember, it did get
Mhm.
up, and he was about to fuck him up, and then boom,
Kyle came
Kyle
shooting
came
in the
in.
face.
Came in, shot him in the face, shot him up, bang, 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 and then she drugs. Well, first she gives them the rundown, and then the show just skips in the middle of her speech, and we don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck.
what was going on with this episode? Why they wait to the last episode to start malfunctioning? This is the one that I was like tuned into the most.
Okay.
Except for Nika.
Mm-hmm.
Whack. Fucking voodoo, man. A few weeks ago, there were 3 dolls. Jake, we thought you had the last one. But here's the thing.
Did you just see them skip
Chucky
this shit?
corrupt and innocent.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I don't know. What the
Kill
fuck?
someone?
She didn't explain why she knows that or why he could put his soul into Nika and only Nika and
Well,
then only other good guy dolls.
if you remember, in this episode, we find out that Tiffany was the one who called Detective Norris on Charles Lee Ray the night he got murdered. But Herschel Chucky said he was with Nika's mom on the night he got captured. So
Right.
it's like Chucky was fucking around. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Like,
he hit both of them spots and messed with both of them girls on the same day.
how was he so in love with Nika's mom and Tiffany at the same time? What's going on here, man? We just needed to make.
All while still killing like a person a day, it seems like.
I just want to say this, like, okay, no, I'll wait. But that pissed me off, and I'll get to it in my this is awful, because that was yo. So, um, Tiffany goes back. Well, Kyle drugs the shit out of those kids, which is highly illegal. She could have killed one of them, and
That's what's illegal. That's what you gonna talk about is illegal in this.
you can't drug kids. That's not a thing. So Tiffany goes back to the house, and Nika's pretending to be Nika, and no, yeah, Chucky's pretending to be Nika, and Tiffany's about to put him to sleep, and Chucky's like, all right, fuck it, I got it. We realize that it's Chucky. Chucky's getting ready to kill her, and then we get the answer to the question that I had asked I've asked it a couple of times. Is this a hive mind? Meaning all one Chucky, so this Chucky knows this and this and this and this, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
it's one Chucky, one personality. So, like the Chucky that was in Nika didn't know whether let's say the Chucky doll didn't know what was going on with the Chucky that was inside of Nika, because
Right.
they were telling stories, and you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So they're all independent identities of Chucky.
So then we have to assume that Tiffany was somehow communicating with the Chucky that was at Jake and Junior's house
Which is what I was saying.
through
The cell phone. That's the only way, because there's no, again, we just got a confirmation that they don't have a hive mind.
And where's Chucky's cell phone at? In that one little pocket where he keeps his knife?
Maybe not. I mean, he could be. What I mean, you think which one you think would be easier to hide, a cell phone or a knife? So if he's hiding that knife,
Neither one. That's my whole
no. But
point.
I'm saying,
He already got a big ass knife in that tiny little pocket. Now he got a cell phone in there too.
I'm just saying, if he can hide a knife, he can hide a cell phone. One of the personalities of Chucky was getting ready to kill Tiffany, and then the other Chucky came in and was like, no, you can't do that. And so this Chucky feels like the one that we know, our Chucky.
Right. I was gonna say that. It was hard to tell which one was like the main Chucky after a while. I don't know which is which anymore.
Me either, because she slit the throat of one. So I don't know which one is our main Chucky. We may have to do like some investigation of like, well, we do know where our main Chucky is. Our main Chucky is the head that Andy got, right?
Well, I meant the one that we've known throughout this series. That's what I meant by the main one. The one who was convincing the kids to kill.
Oh, that's the one that she cut
It
his
was
neck.
the one that was with Junior.
And that's the one whose that's the one whose head
Oh,
she cut off.
so then who becomes the one in charge? None of them?
We don't know now. I guess that's what season 2 would tell us. But the one she cut off, because that's the one that was being nice to her when she first walked in. Because it was only, it was the one that came in with Junior, and all the other ones were off to the side. And that's the one that was talking to Nika, which was the one that was like, saying, what's going on? For a second, I thought he was the main one that we've been following throughout the series, but that one's at Andy's house.
Right.
So, or whatever Andy's got going on. So we see Devin, he's tied up. And so after they have their go about, how did you feel about, well, I kind of know how you feel, but tell the people how you felt about Chucky commanding his soldiers, and them asking questions about I thought it was great, because they're like, this lets you know that they're new minds, and they're asking like, well, what are the rules? Can we kill babies? What about twins? Stuff like that.
Yeah, which also goes back to our confirmation that they don't all have the same mind. But so I guess that was good to answer our question. Like, we know that they all think for themselves, but it just dragged out for too long. Like, they could have asked one or two questions and then kept it
and they
moving.
kept it moving. Yeah, the
They like,
twin,
what about babies? What defines a baby? How about twin? Like, come on now.
twins was too far. I could have done without the twin joke. Could have done without
Yeah,
that one, but
they kind of stretched it out a
stretched
little
it out a
bit.
little bit. And but back to Tiffany, back to Jennifer Tilly. She kills off the Chucky that we've been following, and she snaps out of the rage, and she actually sets a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And we think, and Andy just comes out of nowhere. Swear to God, this guy's Michael Myers. He's just coming out of nowhere.
Right. No explanation of how he found this place or anything.
He's coming out of nowhere. He saves Devin from the body of the head of the one she just cut off. He saves him from there, whatever. And then Kyle comes through the front door. The house blows up. And then Lexi reads this, they say there's fatalities, right? And we think it's Devin. I was hoping it was Devin a little bit, not gonna lie. And
yeah, you got excited at that part.
And then, but I said it wasn't him. I'm like, they're not gonna kill him. I gotta wait and see before I get my hopes up. And then we see Devin, and they have the little moment, they kiss or whatever, yada yada yada. And so it's like, oh, it has to be Andy or Kyle. Andy and Kyle. I'm like, nah. And they never addressed it. They said fatalities on his cell phone, but we saw Andy, we saw Devin. So the only person it could have been is Kyle, but they never actually say it, and they never give they never acknowledge it that she died. Which, if she did die, she would have been acknowledged as,
right.
like rest in peace, or they would have put her.
They should have,
if she's really dead.
But then you said you think you saw her at the end of the episode.
Right. I saw a glove on the tree, and I'm like, maybe that's her. I don't know how she got out alive. Well, I don't know how Andy got out alive. I don't know how Dan got out alive. So, but They really should explain that, because how did they all make it out? Because they were
Do the Chucky dolls have bones in them? They have blood. Do they have bones? Because maybe after the fire got done, the police or whoever investigated found some bones and assumed that there were people in there. But I would hope that they would do some more research before they just be like fatalities and people died.
right. Yeah, like I don't know.
Because I know they couldn't have ID'd anybody.
They couldn't have. That's what I'm saying. Like, who were these fatalities? They didn't address that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Jake and Lexi. Well, now we're back at the theater. This is the grand finale. This is it. Chucky's in there, stabbing people in the asshole. And what did you say? You said this can't be right, huh? You just can't be stabbing people in the asshole.
You can't do that. Like, there got to be laws against that. Like. You just going around stabbing people up their ass? You can't do that.
That's like some
code of conduct, man. You can't just be stabbing people in their asshole. How did she sit down and not notice that her husband was dead?
Because he was just standing. He was just sitting straight up like he was watching a movie. Like, I mean, he was watching a movie. He was standing straight up.
I guess that's believable because she don't pay attention to nobody in her house
but herself. So, and he should have just stayed his ass where he was, and he wouldn't have got killed because he wasn't gonna go to that shit. He was like, "You want to be mom or you want to be mayor?" And so she was like, "Mayor, boy, fuck you." She continued with her move, boy. You need to stop her coins. What's wrong with you? So Chucky's in there stabbing people in the crotch or whatever, and Lexi, Chucky, and Junior are behind the movie theater, and Chucky's still trying to convince Lexi again. I don't know why, but then wait a minute. That couldn't have been our Chucky that she sliced his head off, because that Chucky was like, you know what I'm saying? He knew about Lexi. He knew how she was, right?
What do you mean?
Because
knew how she was.
He knew she was a bitch and everything. He was like, you're one of us. He has to know. He had, you know what I'm saying? He knows how she is. That's how he was like, that's bullshit. You're one of us. Meaning he knew how evil she was.
So you think the one whose head got chopped off, he put his body back together before the bomb went off?
No.
And somehow escaped?
No. I'm saying this is where it doesn't make sense again.
Oh.
Because look, he was talking to Lexi. He was talking to Junior. I mean, yeah, Junior and Lexi, and he obviously knew what had gone on between them, right? He knew that. And at the same time, Jake is also fighting a Chucky doll, and he knows what's going on because he's telling Jake about how when I killed your dad, you liked it and shit. So was that the one? So was that the one that was with them the whole time? Because if that is,
I don't know. It don't make sense.
Because if it is him, and then that means they do share a Unimind, which means those other Chucky soldiers, they should already know all this shit.
Right.
So, like,
which side you gonna pick? You want them to be all knowing, or you want them to all have their own personality and not know everything?
Again, they need to get that shit straight, because I'm confused on this doll shit. Like this, I don't think they understand. This helps us with the story, because if I'm watching this shit and he's talking to these guys like they don't know shit, but then there's 3 other Chuckies that also know exactly what went on the whole time, it's like, make up your mind. Okay, maybe he doesn't have a connection to Nika's Chucky because that's a human or whatever. But if these dolls are all connected, then stop acting one scene like they're not, and then the next scene, Junior's talking to this doll about what happened. Jake's squeezing the eyes out of this doll about what happened. So like, make that shit distinct.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Oh, I was gonna ask.
Pathetic.
What was their plan with the Chucky doll? So Jennifer Tilly. They just so happened to have Jennifer Tilly in Hackensack, New Jersey at this time to come to this Frankenstein event. Just so happened. And then they were supposed to be sending off them 72 dolls to sick kids in hospitals, right?
Right. And so, we got this, back to the Jake and Lex, not the Jake, but the Junior, Lexi, and Chucky thing. This is like the 4th time we've seen this. and I was kind of tired of it at this point. Kill with us, come with us, and the person's like, I'm not like you. And it's like, bro, you already killed your dad, bro. Like, you don't get like, what do you?
Lexi didn't kill nobody.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like, like Jake was like, I'm not like you. Like, yes, you are, bro. You killed somebody already, and then Junior after killing somebody was like, no, I'm not like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm saying like him trying to get these kids to kill, like, we've tried that already, right? It didn't work. Why are you still trying? You're just wasting time at this point. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not trying to nitpick, but like, you've done this with Jake, you've done this with Lexi already, and you've done this with Junior. You got one. You got Junior, right? And that's all you
Yeah,
needed.
and he already set his plan in place. So
Right.
why is he still trying to push this?
Thank you. Why are we still doing this? Kill her so we can go. So we end with Tiffany and Nika. Well, that actually happened before we saw that. But Tiffany has cut off all of Nika's limbs.
And I don't understand. She said so that Chucky can't come back, but he was taking over her soul, I thought, or putting his soul inside of her. So how is it through the limbs?
Well, no, it was he doesn't want Chucky to do something to her while she's asleep or something. So if he does come back, what is he gonna do? He ain't got no arms, no legs. That's what it's for.
Oh.
She said, because she said,
so she really can't walk or move her arms.
like, damn, you couldn't, you gotta take my arm. You
couldn't leave me anything.
Anything, like, bro.
Can't even leave my left hand. Like, if she was right-handed, I can't have my left hand, like, to just eat.
And so it's like, why would you even want to, like, I can see if somebody was in an accident, but now you got to take her to the bathroom. Now you got to wipe her ass.
You got to take care of her.
Now you got to actually, like,
maybe that's what she wants. She just wants somebody to need her.
We got Andy driving off in the truck full of Chucky dolls. Tiffany, the doll, comes out and she's like, do what I say or whatever. So we don't know where these Chucky dolls are going. We don't know what she has in store. Also, they name drop Glenda 2 times.
And when he said that Glenn sliced him or something.
No, when he was talking about his son being, when he said he had a queer son, when he was talking to, and she said Glenda got her that little bomb case. I don't know if you heard, if it skipped it on your side, but she said this was a gift from my Glenda, and that's what she put on the table, which had the bomb in it. She said she got that from Glenda, and I was like, oh, maybe I thought it was gonna be Glenda in there or whatever, and she was gonna like use it to put it, but no, we didn't even get to see Glenda. My thing is, I just want them to be a little bit more careful with the lore, because that's a very, very big thing with this. Because if your story isn't making sense, I'm losing interest, because it's already hard. It's already hard enough to believe that this doll is going around killing somebody, and then now your backstory and all this other stuff is just not making sense.
Right. Or we do not need any more backstory. None. Season 2. Please don't give us no more backstory. We got it.
We'll talk about that in our series review. But that's also so again, here's my thing with my This Is Awful. The whole Andy and Kyle situation, I'm following them on social media, or Instagram, and I'm getting ready for them to do some badass shit. Like, they're championing, this episode is gonna knock your socks off, and well, my socks stayed on this whole episode. And and it's like what they brought was inconsequential. Like, Andy was, you gonna bring him back, let him do some cool shit. He didn't do anything this episode that was worthwhile. Like, literally snuck in and out of everything, and then at the end he got to give Jennifer Tilly the middle finger. That was it. That was like his best moment. This whole series was that. The ending wasn't terrible. Like, remember, this is a horror flick, so don't get me wrong. Tiffany cutting off Nika's limbs, I love it. Like, because it's horror. At the end of the day, it's horror. So anything goes, really. You know what I'm saying? So good job on that. It's just, I needed it to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Tight. Mm-hmm. Like, tighten it up a little bit, because as you said, this episode was all over the place. Like, tighten it up just a little bit. you know, give us. It was too much, like you said, it was too much going on. Kyle, Dre,
Yeah.
them kids, house explosions. It just none of it had any continuity, and it was all seeming too convenient. You know, again, Andy just walking in, like, where you come from? Like, what?
That's my This Is Awful.
Oh, go
The
ahead.
way they just pop up at the exact right moment, like, come on now. Kyle popped up at the exact right moment before Lexi and Jake got killed, and then Andy popped up right before Devin got killed. Like,
How did Kyle know where? How did Kyle know where
how did
Lexi
she
lived?
get there?
How, well, we know how
I'm
she.
sure she could have just took a cab or whatever, but how did she, like, she got there at the exact moment and she wasn't even the one driving the car?
Again, and how did she know where Lexi lived? That was at Lexi's house, so she just showed up
That
at the
didn't make no sense.
right place, right time. So I still enjoyed the episode, kinda.
After we just ripped
We
it a
just
new
we
one.
just ripped that shit to pieces. So that's all we have for you. That was Chucky, season 1, episode 8. Be on the lookout for our season review, where we'll kind of go into what we're looking for in the next season, predictions, etc., etc. If you haven't already, you can go take a listen to one of our other 7 episodes and talk some more Chucky. We still have movie reviews for every movie that I'm gonna make a playlist for, and I'm gonna still upload them each episode. So because we did do all the movies, we just have time to get them out. So we'll still put those out, and they'll be in a playlist for you. So thank you, sweetheart. This was our first series that we covered together. I am
Woo.
very, very proud of you. You got anything you want to say?
No, that's it. It's late. I'm tired.
I know. And Duke lost. So everything is just like,
Good night.
good night.
Goodbye.
All
I'm
right.
hanging up now.
All right, bye.